Welcome to AI Product Accelerator. You're here because you're serious about building something real, something that customers actually want, not something that just sounds good in a pitch deck. What we are walking through here isn't theory, it's a process that removes the guesswork and replaces it with signal. If you truly want to move fast, skip wasted months of effort, and compress your path to product market fit, this is how it's done. Here's the uncomfortable truth that most won't say out loud. Startups don't fail because the founder wasn't smart enough or didn't work hard enough. They fail because they built before they have proven the problem is urgent enough for customers to care. The tech works, the AI works, the automation works. And the real question is, does anyone care enough to pay for the outcome? That's the question most founders avoid until it's too late. What we do here forces that question first. It's the first question we ask. Let's take a look at the blueprint. So, what we do here is go from idea to offer to market signal to build and to scale, right? So, this is our overall structure. We start with ideation, we help you with developing ideas, then we develop product strategy, we do some mocks and prototypes, we develop your offer, and then there is a sales structure developed for that product, and then we get traction from the market. This traction could look like a conversation, it could look like a sale, it could be looking like a commitment, it could be anything, but the main thing that we are looking for is an evidence, a hard signal, not soft signals but hard signals, right? So that's what we do in this program. We look for hard signals before we start building. No guesswork, no wandering through the fog hoping that something clicks. We move forward based on evidence. If signal is there, we double down, and if it's not, we fix it, we go back, and we stay in this loop until there is signal. you know Simple, relentless, ruthless, no wasted effort. That's what we do. So what are the steps? The first step is ideation to concept. This is where you make your first real decision. What problem am I actually solving? Who is it for? And does this matter enough for someone to act on it now? Now being the key word, not eventually, not sometime in the future, not sometime in the roadmap, but now. And eventually, not theoretically, but right now, right? So this isn't brainstorming, it's precision. The sharper the problem, the faster everything else moves. So this is the crucial phase, and this is where we precisely come in and help you shape your idea with our ideation coaching. The next step for you is product strategy. Here's where most founders hit their first wall, and it's invisible. It's positioning, differentiation, focus. Until you can clearly articulate who is this for, why it's meaningful, why it's better or faster, how is it different for them, how is it different from rest of the market, how it fits into their priorities. Until you can answer some of those questions, you're pushing uphill. Nail this and your market feels downhill. This whole step of product strategy is a non-negotiable. I bring in 2 decades of my product experience to help you create a rock solid strategy. Next, we dive into lightweight product design, lightweight being the keyword. So this is where we don't fall into the builder trap. No code, no over designing, no feature list. We are designing artifacts that communicate the promise. I'll say that again. We are designing the artifacts that communicate the promise. That's it. Landing pages, workflow diagrams, simple screens, prototypes, simple videos that simulate your concept and the outcome. This isn't product development, it's product communication. And it's enough to start conversations that matter. Next, we dive into offer construction. This is where you work with world-class marketers and growth engineers to create an offer. We have an amazing team, coaching team, and you'll get a chance to work with all of them. And what we do here in the go-to-market engineering is get real. we translate your product strategy into an offer. We take the strategy that we created in the previous step and we translate that into an offer that customers can react to. Not a pitch, not a pitch deck, not a prototype, but an outcome. Here's a problem you've told me you have. Here's the outcome I can deliver, and here's how it works. Do you want it? So we'll design that whole conversation for you in this offer construction phase. No pressure, no chasing, just clarity. Offers that work don't require convincing. They create the pull. We want to create the pull in the market. So that's what we do in this phase. Step 5 is around sales process. So this isn't sales in a way that most people understand it. This is a structured discovery. This is where the offer that you created, that offer meets the reality. And if you ever feel hesitation here, it's normal, because this is the moment where assumptions get tested. What matters is that you're not trying to persuade. You're observing whether the offer lands hard enough that someone is willing to prioritize it. And that's priceless data. That's what we achieve in this phase. Next, we look at the sale. Were you able to get any commitment? This is the feedback loop that most people skip. This feedback loop is crucial. I talked about it here in this diagram here. So we stay in this feedback loop, right? And that's where the magic is. This is where the real work is, by the way. Not all this boxes, but having the patience and the persistence to stay in this loop, right? So this is the loop that will make or break you. So let's go back to what the process. Yeah. So this is where the magic is, right? So if your answer is yes, if you having a strong signal, then we go ahead and we build it. If the answer is no, here you don't get any commitments, you don't get any traction, you don't get any strong signals. If that answer is no, we don't treat it as rejection. We just treat that as a gift, as a data point, a clear, sharp signal that something about the framing, the audience, the customer, or the offer, or the strategy needs to evolve. So we systematically debug after you've gotten a few no's to understand where do we need to improve things. And this is a filter that protects founders from spending the next 6 months building something that the world wasn't asking for, right? So this feedback loop is crucial, and we work with patience with you here to help you find that fit, right? And when there is a fit, we go ahead and build it. That's when we build it. Most of us are tech professionals or semi-tech professionals. I'm not necessarily referring to engineers. I'm just saying overall, we all work in tech industry. So we all have this desire to want to build stuff. And this is why we put it off until the very end, because that's not what creates the success that you want. You don't want to spend months and months building something when you haven't gotten the signal yet, when you haven't gotten the commitment, when you haven't gotten the sale yet. So this is when we actually build, once you have gotten the sale, once you have gotten the commitment, and we'll teach you all of that. Like I shared with you earlier, we have a world-class go-to-market engineering team, and we have a great sales team. So with that training wheels, with the growth engineering that we have to offer, with the influence skills that we'll teach you, and the discovery structure that we'll show you, this will become a piece of cake. Getting yeses will become a piece of cake. So we'll teach you exactly how to do that. And once you have a yes, we go ahead and build. Now is the time to build it. And we build the absolute minimum required to deliver the outcome, not the feature set, not the feature factory, not the roadmap, not the full product. This is about getting customers the result that they paid for, fast, lean, and with as little friction as possible. The product gets shaped by delivery, not by assumptions. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Product gets shaped by delivery and customer conversations, not on PowerPoint decks. Okay. So then the next step is to scale. This is what you all signed up for, right? So once a customer is getting the outcome, once your fulfillment, once your product is there and it's working fine, then and only then do we scale. We automate. We scale your growth, we scale your product, we scale your fulfillment, and we scale your delivery. We refine, we stay in the refine mode, and we expand capacity. We double down on what works. But it's always downstream of validation. So we are not prematurely scaling and not guessing. It's only after you have proven that it actually has been validated and it produces revenue or some form of attraction. That's when we scale, right? So that's what we do here. This is the shift. You don't build because you believe. You build because the market has shown you it believes. You don't believe. I'm going to repeat that. You don't build because you believe. You build because the market has shown you that it believes in you and your idea. Commitment comes first, building comes second. This is the operating system of founders who move fast, stay lean, and avoid the startup graveyard. Whether this is your first time hearing this or you've known it deep down for a while, this is the game, my friend. And this is how you win. Cheers.